The Roundtable is powered by Patreon, including supporters like Thinking with a Pipe. The beautiful thing about our patrons is how incredibly talented they are, as shown with Thinking with a Pipe's game, Ball Amazing Balance, a mobile ball balancing maze game. Test your skill at 20 levels, with 3 degrees of difficulty. Want a bigger challenge? Get through it once and then try out one ball mode. And work your way throughout every level without resets. I dare you. Link to Ball Amazing Balance in the description. If you want to support us and have your own brand shout out on the channel, join the Roundtable on Patreon. Shoutouts are our highest tier. Welcome back to Crystal Clear on the Roundtable. I'm AwestruckVox. Ever since the Heart of the Crystal Gems arc of Steven Universe premiered back in the summer, many viewers have began to worry about just how much of story we have left in the series. After all, this season alone put to rest a lot of mysteries and overarching conflicts fans were clamoring to receive some form of closure for since probably forever. We solved the mystery of Rose Quartz and the truth of how she was able to shatter Pink Diamond. Rose Quartz was Pink Diamond and staged her shattering. Bismuth, after being rebuilt by Steven and kept in the burning room, was finally inducted into the new era of the Crystal Gems. The cluster was released from its bubble, only to become an ally of Steven and friends, showing enough control to only form its arm. Which diamond did Pearl belong to? Pink Diamond. Ruby and Sapphire got married, making Garnet stronger than ever. Lion's origins were revealed. He was a lion that belonged to Rose Quartz, resurrected after a seemingly untimely demise, altering his hue to a pink color scheme and granting him powers. That weird structure in the desert? Pink Diamond's leg ship. Peridot and Lapis were proved in battle, declaring themselves as Crystal Gems. So reforming with stars is inevitable. The Diamonds discovered that Pink Diamond staged her shattering, creating the persona of Rose Quartz, and are currently in a truce with the Crystal Gems. And of course, we've gotten the introduction of White Diamond, who's the missing key to curing corruption. And after corruption is cured, what else do we have to explore? What else is there to do? If the Diamonds keep their truce with the Crystal Gems, it's a happy ending, right? The story of Steven Quartz Universe comes to a close. Roll the credits. Well, looking back on Season 5, and taking into account how many times Steven Universe has masterfully crafted foreshadowing for major plot points far ahead of time, I think I began to piece together just how the narrative can continue. Still focusing on the relationship between the Diamonds and Steven while moving into uncharted territory. But before we go any further, I just want to remind you guys we recently put up highly demanded designs on our Teespring. Roundtable Black and Blue, Bingo Bongo, I'm Always Feeling Blue, Plan of Attack, The Diamond Crashers, and more. A few are in poster form. Link in the description. If you've been following this channel from the jump, you know I've made a slew of theories revolving around the concept of the Diamonds being at war with another race. Sneeple, so on and so forth. But I've never really figured out how the introduction of a new threat would tie into everything that's come before it. It would just come across as the kind of writing most people would find in shonen anime. The current big bad is defeated, so the next arc would introduce an antagonist out of the blue with loose ties to the old one. Regardless of all the critiques towards the series, I do have faith Steven Universe would come up with something better than that. Something that would make sense. Something that wouldn't be all too forgiving of the Diamonds. I'm sure there's great anticipation of Steven being willing to help the Diamonds at the snap of a finger, should they request assistance against a greater threat. I've speculated that perhaps White Diamond will heal all of the corrupted gems, in exchange for said gems participating in any battles against other alien races down the line. This very well could happen, but I'm sure this would leave a bad taste in the audience's collective mouths, should Steven go for it. However, an outcome where Steven and the Diamonds reach an understanding and long-term arrangement is imminent. The biggest factor that lays down the groundwork for such a circumstance lies in the Diamond Mech theory. The notion that Yellow and Blue Diamond's arm ships, Pink Diamond's leg ship, and White Diamond's head and torso ship forms into one giant mech, controlled by the individual pilots. Sure, Yellow and Blue ships are out of commission at the moment, but I find it hard to believe they'll remain destroyed on Earth for the rest of the series. Yet, one glaring issue rubs people the wrong way with Steven and the Crystal Gems working with the Diamonds. Something that irks viewers at the idea of the Diamonds being written off as redeemed figures in the narrative. They are objectively awful tyrants, who only look out for their own. They are selfish figures who have committed mass genocide. The Diamonds have pulled the rug under countless species, denying them their home planet in favor of colonization, and spreading their conquest for no true reason that's been explored at this current point in time. Although, can any explanation even begin to justify what the Diamonds have done? How many lives, both foreign and of their own, they destroyed without second thought? If you ask me, I don't believe the show could justify such a thing. At least, not without serious backtracking and retcons that make the Diamonds forced into colonization and galactic domination, rather than acting of their own accord. Yet, that would read as contrived and forced writing. I feel as if Rebecca Sugar and the Crewniverse are aware of this, however, just as they were aware Rose Quartz being Pink Diamond came with a lot of negative implications and consequences in relation to the character and her relationships with the main cast. This is why the show spent no time following up the reveal with Now We're Only Falling Apart, an episode that focused on recontextualizing Pink Diamond and her actions, so she no longer came across as completely awful. Although lightning doesn't strike twice, and a significant amount of backstory may not be enough to alter the rest of the diamonds in the same vein. And I don't think they'll try to go that avenue for one simple reason. Pink Diamond is no longer around to atone for her actions. Yellow, blue, and white diamond are. I don't see them mating with a human and dipping out of existence for their offspring to inherit their problems anytime soon. The diamonds don't comprehend that what they're doing is wrong, and they won't be able to until their actions blow up in their face. That's where a new conflict comes into play. And believe it or not, there's reason to suspect we saw the seeds of this conflict planted not too long ago in a certain episode. This episode was none other than Jungle Moon. Everyone's main takeaway was Pink Diamond's face reveal, and her relationship with Yellow Diamond, cementing Yellow, and by extension Blue, as maternal, motherly, or big sister figures in Pink's life. It also began to unravel the final leg in the Rose Quartz's Pink Diamond mystery, by Stefani being able to access Pink's memories. But if there's one thing that's been glossed over, it's the framing device of this entire scene. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Stefani crash landing on this moon orbiting a former gem colony, and the dialogue in the subsequent Fever Dream flashback has to serve a deeper purpose in the overarching story. Yellow Diamond's dialogue with the Nephrite she was in contact with spills quite a bit of information. Specifically, that in the earlier years of colonization, gems had a moral opposition to invading planets. Not only does this conversation reveal Homeworld's militia stalled in progressing their conquest of other planets, but Yellow even remarks, "Yes, I know there's organic life on the surface. It's an invasion. You will stick to my orders and you will destroy them," which gives a lot to unpack. Mainly concerns of wiping out other species that I have reason to believe were humanoid in appearance, like Gemkind itself. My reason for this assumption actually stems from the creatures Stefani encounters on Jungle Moon. They're more animalistic, and Stefani didn't hesitate to slice one of them in half. Stefani was only taken aback from harming a creature on this planet once Steven's consciousness prevented them from killing for nourishment. Soldier and Field Gems appear to have a bit more thick skin than Steven, so I imagine to them, wiping out animalistic aliens is akin to hunting. But to contact Yellow Diamond directly and express concerns over organic life on the planet indicates they're uncomfortable with carrying out a genocide for a reason. It's reasonable to deduce that there remain civilizations, species, that the gems saw themselves in, that were wiped out due to the diamonds. In a world such as Steven Universe, I find it hard to believe humans and gems are the only sentient, walking, talking beings that exist, especially taking into account the other Pink Diamond flashback in the episode Can't Go Back, where Blue Diamond lists too many organics and their cities were too difficult to dismantle as reasons Pink Diamond gave to abandon Earth as a project. I'm also skeptical that Gemkind would be the only species that are technologically advanced, as again, a world this big would lay the groundwork for adaptation and scientific breakthroughs for many races. Not to mention, someone had to create the diamonds and give them an idea on the technology they use and the resources needed. So, okay, there could be other aliens out there. Aliens on the level of humans or gems. So what? Where am I going with all of this? Well, Voltron. I actually think Voltron Legendary Defender is a great way to sum up where I'm going with all of this. For those of you who haven't seen Netflix's Voltron, our main cast of characters, the Paladins of Voltron, are up against the Galra Empire. The Galra conquers many planets in search of quintessence. In the process, they have nearly wiped out many species, without any remorse, and the Galra does not see anything wrong with what they're doing. Does the Galra sound a bit familiar? Well, a vital plot point in Legendary Defender are the Paladins forming the Coalition, a resistance comprised of surviving members of various species who inhabited the various planets ravaged by the Galra. In Steven Universe, you think the Crystal Gems were definitely the closest thing we had to the Coalition. You would likely think an endgame would involve the Crystal Gems banding together with victims of the Diamond Authority, and storming Homeworld for an epic final battle. Obviously, things didn't pan out that way. So let me propose a concept. What if Steven Universe's rendition of the Coalition is the final antagonist? Jungle Moon serving as a catalyst to all of this. Allow me to explain. We only saw a little of the Jungle Moon itself, but the damage and consequences of Yellow's invasion was made clear. Now, taking into account the dozens upon dozens of planets that are like that, do you truly believe every species was completely eradicated by the diamonds? Especially when, once again, Jungle Moon's flashback exposed that there were gems wary of wiping out these planets. Or how the episode stuck together showed gems like Topaz are able to crack at the slightest sight of an emotional outbreak, and nearly aid their prisoners in escaping. I think it's plausible either through mercy or their own smarts, fragments of various alien races were able to evade genocide and retreat elsewhere in space. From that point on, it's a matter of survival, until something or someone comes along to change all of that. There has to be a breaking point where all these survivors will crave revenge, and the right leader will come along to rise up and unite all of them together, taking a stand and declaring a war on Homeworld. I believe this will be the final conflict of Steven Universe. The threat beyond the diamonds, while directly addressing their sins and past actions. The survivors and offsprings of their escapades coming directly for Yellow, Blue, and White. Steven being caught in the moral middle. Sure, he's made amends with the diamonds, but he knows just how twisted they truly are, and that the resistance is justified in their mission to destroy Homeworld. Not only will this give us plenty of episodes to explore the diamonds, and see if they develop any possible guilt for what they've done, forcing them to face their wrongdoings, but allows Steven's kind-hearted nature of keeping the peace to truly shine through. The resistance won't initially listen to him because, of course, he's Pink Diamond, but we know everything will work out by the end. And honestly, I feel this would be the best way to bring Steven Universe as a story to a close. It begins with the diamonds and ends with the diamonds, without actually having to battle the diamonds, but still confront their decisions and directly deal with what they've done. And I mean, come on, aliens are cool. We need to see more. Jungle Moon was definitely only the beginning. This could also be where the direction of Lars and the off-color story is going, because it is strange she hasn't returned to Beach City yet. Once again, this is where Jungle Moon comes into play. Let's say any survivors of the defunct planet actually sought refuge on the Jungle Moon, still active to this day, either through longer lifespans or descendants. It's likely they would have not only spotted Stevani crash landing, but Lars and the off-colors coming to the rescue in the Sun Incinerator. Lars also tried shooting down an alien who targeted Stevani, and to an outsider's perspective, someone who doesn't know what's going on with Stevani and Lars, to them it may look like Homeworld caught on to the fact that there's survivors out there, and now they're sweeping in active colonies to finish the job. So, said refugees are now keeping tabs on Lars and the off-colors. It also doesn't help Lars is now pink, and could very much be mistaken for a gem. He pulled off masquerading at a cosmic jubilee after all. After this current adventure on Homeworld, Steven could notice Lars has yet to return to Beach City, paying him a visit through Lion, and jumping out of his head, only to discover Lars and the off-colors have been ambushed by resistance, mistaking Lars and the off-colors as Homeworld officials, and not rebel gems who are actually trying to escape Homeworld and go back to Earth. This would be the perfect way to introduce this conflict into the story. Also, it would keep Lars from reuniting with Sadie until the series approaches its climax, which is something I can see the show doing for drama. And let's say Lars does return to Earth and everything is normal. I've said time and time again, I think it's inevitable Lars will live in the stars. That even if he comes back to Beach City, he's hopping back on that ship sooner or later. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that this resistance forming could still ambush Lars sooner or later. Or maybe they'll see Lars come back to Earth, and they'll assume that, oh my god, Homeworld is trying to recolonize Earth once again. Although many Homeworld vessels have come to Earth since the series has began, so that's a little bit less likely to happen. But as always, these are just my thoughts and I want to hear yours. What do you think? Will Homeworld's past catch up to the diamonds? Let us know in the comments below, or tweet your thoughts to us at AwestruckVox or at Roundtable Vids. We're also on Instagram. If you want to support the Roundtable, join us on Patreon. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please throw it a like, share, and if you're new here, subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications to stay in the loop with all things Steven. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. AwestruckVox out.